Factorize an expression like this. A quadratic expression, first of all. A quadratic expression has an x squared term in it. So it's got an x squared term, an x term, and a number. So that's how you know, you look and you see x squared term, x term, and a number. So what we're going to do is, right, you open two sets of brackets. Because you want to know the factors, that means what two expressions will multiply together to give me x squared plus 7x plus 6. Right. This method I'm showing you now is trial and error. Right. That means it mightn't work out the first time. Okay. For the first few, it'll probably work out. Right. But when we get on to the harder ones, it mightn't work out the first time. But that's okay. Then you just start again. So what we do is we ignore the middle term for the minute. Right. So ignore the 7x in the middle. Right. So then you ask yourself, what are the factors of x squared? What are they? X and x. So you put an x in one bracket and x in another bracket. Now, then you want the factors of 6, right, that add together. So whatever this sign is, want the factors of 6 that add together to give me 7. So what factors of 6 add together to give me 7? 6 and 1. Right? Then you look at the second sign. If the second sign is a plus, you put the same sign. And you put whatever the first sign is. Plus, plus. Now that may or may not be your answer. You need to check it. Now, when you get good at these, you don't need to write down the check. Right? I'm going to write down the check for the moment because I want to show you how to check it. Okay? This is the answer. Right? It may or may not be right. So I need to check it. So to check it, you multiply the two middle terms. So multiply 6 by x plus 6 by x. What will I get? Plus 6x. Then multiply the outside terms. X by 1. X by 1 is plus 1x, isn't it? What's 6x plus 1x? 7x. That is my middle term, isn't it? So yes, I have the right answer. That's how you check. So this is the check. This here, this line here is the answer. Is that okay? And if I was to multiply out these two sets of brackets, can anyone tell me what the answer would be? X squared plus 7x plus 6. Right? So basically, you know, in the first chapter, we would have multiplied out brackets. Well, now we're taking the answer and splitting it up into the brackets. So we're going backwards to what we learned in the first chapter. Okay? I'll do a second example. So that was example 1. Example 2. So we'll read factorize. I want easy ones for the moment. Right, factorize x squared minus 7x plus 12. Right, two sets of brackets. What are the factors of x squared? X and x. Now, then I want the factors of 12 that add to give me 7. What factors of 12 add to give me 7? 3 and 4, so 3 here and a 4 here. Plus means the signs that I'm going to put the same signs in each bracket. So you look at the second sign first. If that's a plus, you put the same sign in each bracket. Which side am I going to put? Minus, because that's a minus. Okay? That's possibly my answer. I need to check. So to check, you multiply the two middle terms. Minus 3 by x, what will I get? Minus 3x. And then on the outside, I have minus 4 by x. So what's minus 4 by x? Minus 4x, yeah. And put those together and you get minus 7x, which is your middle term, which means my answer is correct. Okay? Yeah, I will. Right. Example 3. Yeah, you multiply them and then you add them or subtract them depending what the signs tell you to do. Yeah, so minus 3, minus 4 is minus 7. You're adding them. Right? Is that okay? Right, can I take that away? Right, example 3. Right, so if I say x squared, now give me a minute now, I have to think of one. So if I go minus 6x minus 16, right, factorize, is that okay? Right, okay, so 2 sets of brackets. Factors of x squared, what are they? X and x. Right. This time, the last sign is a minus, isn't it? Right. Up to now, the last sign has been a plus. So we've been looking for the factors to add. But here, I want the factors of 16 that subtract to give me 6. So what are the factors of 16 and 1? No, they subtract to give me 15. What are the other? 4 by 4? They subtract to give me 0. 8 and 2. 8 and 2 subtract to give me 0, or 6, don't they? So 1's an 8 and 1's a 2. Now, when the last sign is a minus, you give them different signs. So you give one a plus and one a minus. Okay? There is a way to decide, but I'm just going to say, just shove them in, check your answer to the easy swap them, isn't it? Right? So I just say, just shove in a sign, check your answer, and then it's easy swap them. So on the middle, what have I got here? Plus 8x. What have I on the outside here? X by minus 2, what does that give me? Minus 2x. So what's plus 8 minus 2? Plus 6. Is that my middle term? No. So it's wrong. But look, the 6 is right, isn't it? It's just the signs that's wrong. So basically, yeah, swap the signs. Exactly. So leave the numbers as they are, just swap the signs. So instead of a plus and a minus, I do a minus and a plus. And a quick check, minus 8x plus 2x will give me minus 6x, which means now I have the right answer. Yeah, sorry. Right. So remember, girls, this method, the other way was longer, but you always got the right answer. This way is trial and error, so you might have to do it out 2 or 3 times. Yeah, except you give them different signs, okay? So will I do it out with the first method? Right, okay, so this is the first method. If you want to stick with this method, don't bother writing this down, right? Don't even listen, right? So if you have x squared minus 6x minus 16, right, okay, so you're looking for the factors of 16 that subtract to give me 6. So it's going to be 2 and 8, isn't it? Right. So you split this 6x into a 2x and an 8x. When it's a minus sign, that means you give them different signs. So I want to end up with minus 6x. So that's a minus 8 plus 2, isn't it? Then I have an x squared at the front and I have a minus 16 at the end. Out of the first two, take out what's common, which is an x, and I'm left with x plus 2. Out of the second two, I'm taking out a minus 8. Remember, when you take out a minus sign, you have to change the middle sign. So it's x, that becomes a plus, and 8 twos are 16. That refer now. Right, and then you make up your first bracket from the bits, which is x minus 8. Oh, I think I'm going to die. That's really bad. I took off my mask to cough. Really bad. X plus 2. Yeah, it was a furball though. It wasn't COVID-19. The inside of these masks are really furry. Did that ever happen to any get a fur ball? Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not pretty. I hope it never happens to you. So x minus 8, x plus 2. Same answer. Right, Sean, are you okay with that? Yeah. Right, okay. I'll do one more example. Right, I'm going to leave the harder ones until tomorrow. We're just going to stick with the easier ones today. So example 4, thank you. So it's factorize again. So I won't bother writing down factorize. I'll be thinking of one. 6, 8, 4. Okay, so x squared plus 2x minus 48. Two sets of brackets. X and x. Now, you want the factors of 48 that subtract to give me 2. Factors of 48 that subtract to give me 2. Who remembers their tables? 24 and 2 subtract to give me 22. No tables. Gone. So I want two numbers that multiply together to give me 48. 6 by 8, great. 6 by 8. So look, your options there were 1 by 48. You have 2 by 24. You have 3 by 16. So I gave you a stinker of a one to factorize. 4 by 12. Or 6 by 8. They're all the possibilities you could have had. Okay? But I'm going to pick the ones that subtract to give me 2. Okay? So one's a 6 and one's an 8. A minus here tells me the signs are different. So that means one's a plus, one's a minus. Throw them in, throw in a plus, throw in a minus, and see what happens. Check your answer. On the inside, what have I got? On the inside, what have you got? Plus 6x. On the outside, what have I got? Minus 8x. What's plus 6 minus 8? Minus 2x. Is that my middle term? No, right number, wrong sign. So that just means I have the right factors. I just have the signs in the wrong brackets, so I just swap them. Yeah, that's what.
And Courtney O'Dwyer can come to reception now. If Isabella Clisma can come to reception at the bell, and just notice for hockey, there will be no hockey after school today. Again, there will be no hockey after school today. Thank you, and this has been put up on the app. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Like when you get good at these, like when you've done about 1,000 of them, right? You'll be really good at them, and you'll be able to you'll be doing it in your head. You'll be checking it in your head before you put in the numbers, and you'll be able to see that the plus was with the 8 and whatever. So when you get good with these. So I'm not going to give you ones out of those books because the harder ones are in there. I want to give you a load of easy ones so you just get the hang of them. So don't be insulted if I get the Junior Cert Ordinary Level book, right? Because I just want to make sure you're all flying at them before we move on to the higher ones, okay? Don't be insulted, right? No one's to feel hard done by. Algebra, factorizing. Don't move. I'm going to put these up in the app. Right, okay, girls, and I'm going to ask you to do numbers 1 to 24 is probably too much. They're all pluses. Hang on now. Right, okay. I'm going to put this page up in the app, and I'm going to ask you to do 31 to 42. Right, just the end ones, 31 to 42. So I'll put up on Teams, not on the app. It's page 72. You don't have the book though. Right, okay. It's the ordinary level book from Junior Cert, okay? But it's